On the 7th of April 1944, Meaty showed construction plans to Hitler and demonstrated the vehicle in flight. In this photograph, Hitler is standing next to a model of the new prototype. This V7 Saucer was built with 12 BMW engines of the type 028. V7 rose to 20,000 metres on the first test and 24,000 metres on the second test. Helium was the fuel used in this machine. Here is a plan of the V7. After this, a new, smaller type called Vril was developed. Here you can see a sketch of the Vril. And here's a photograph of the test flight. Work on these unconventional flying machines was a race with time, since conventional rockets were also being developed, and it was a matter of competing for resources, materials and manpower to build them. These are some of the rockets being developed at this time. Every nation involved in the Second World War were developing new weapons. But the real wonder weapons were not associated with fire and noise, but were being developed and propelled quietly and secretly. An intermediate step was Project Fireball. The Allied forces called them Foo Fighters. The Fireballs were developed in Vienna Neustadt, a small town near Vienna, under the technical group of the SS. Here is a photograph of the Fireballs in flight. These were radio controlled with no people on board. They were also called Flying Turtles, and due to certain new fuel combinations, they emitted a strong light. Developed to disrupt the ignition systems of enemy aircraft. This fits in with numerous reports of power failures associated with UFO sightings, including the New York blackout of the 60s. Next we have a drawing indicating the relationship between the Earth's magnetic force, seen here with the North and South Pole, and the electromagnetic field around the flying saucer. This is a list of 261 flying saucers, including 3 Honeyboo models and 84 Vrils. These were built towards the end of World War II. As well as this, there was some meter-class 7. The Honeyboo had a diameter of 25 meters. The development and construction of these flying machines created the most top-secret documents and the most top-secret projects of the Second World War. The engine of the Honeyboo was the Kohler Tachionata electrogravitation motor in combination with a Thundergraf belt generator. Most of the photographs are of the Honeyboo 2. Here we see the rooms inside the Honeyboo. From these drawings we can imagine what it would have looked like inside a German flying saucer. red markers here are indicating guns on this saucer. These are photographs of the Hanibu 2, probably taken during a test flight. We can see a gun on the bottom of this Hanibu, and what may be a symbol of the Third Reich. What a terrifying impact this must have made on people seeing the craft at a low altitude. This is a tank gun on the bottom of a Hanibu. Here again are construction plans from the Hanibu series, indicating that this mystery was once a reality. This gives weight to the suggestion that international oil companies, who control the majority of world commerce, may have something to gain by the continuing suppression of the technology which keeps these massive machines silently in the air. One explanation for the emission of light commonly associated with the night sightings of UFOs is that one method of propulsion is an intense cathode ray emission, creating a vacuum into which the craft moves. This form of propulsion is compatible with the misty impressions of this photograph. The gun is clearly visible under this craft. These photographs show the Hanibu 2 experimental craft fitted underneath with tank guns developed for the Sherman Panzer or Panzer tanks. Although originally these craft were designed to carry electronic guns, they were later fitted with 7.5 centimetre tank cannons. The weight of the cannon would not have been a problem on the Hanibu craft, which weighed almost 100 tons anyway, because the tachyon electrogravitation engine generated its own gravitational field. Plans have been discovered for much larger craft. This Hanibu 4 had several guns. There was also evidence of small, highly manoeuvrable craft. There was 17 drill of 11.5 metres with a speed of 2,900 kilometres per hour with remote control gun. On this drill 9 plan we can see the cockpit of this one-man craft. These are low-altitude test flight photos. On this enlargement we can see the pilot in the cockpit. UFO information is also available from the Huygens Society. Next, our translator comments on some newspaper clippings.
Here's an interesting press release. The first UFO flies in Prague. sources invented in Germany. We constructed flying saucers. The question if planet Earth is under the control of the UFOs is an interesting one. Is there danger from an invasion from space? Above the river Elbe there was seen a mysterious flying saucer. There was a hunt for UFOs in Canada too. American President Jimmy Carter has seen a UFO too. All over the world there has been sightings of UFOs and mysterious flying objects. Mysterious UFO turns alarm at the NATO. Secret UFOs above Heston. The interest of UFOs is Soviet aim too. Edwin Aldrin, the second man on the moon, saw 7 UFOs and he was not allowed to talk about it. UFOs at night above Hamburg. 2 policemen saw it too. 100 Germans saw blue UFO. The watch stopped. UFO above Soviet Union. Nuremberg. Pilot hunts UFO. US secret documents prove UFOs caused atom weapons to be useless. Space pieces